Okay, good day guys, hope you're all doing good today. I'm really sorry for the long wait for the part 4 of this series I've been doing for like 2 weeks ago, I guess. I have a good news for you guys today, which is I now have screencast keys here. Yes, you can see anything I press here, because I noticed that a lot of persons were having problem and issues. Like I was seeing a lot of comments, what did you do here, what did you press, I could not hear you and stuff like that. We are trying to randomize this guy. So the way this thing works, I'm going to show you a picture now on the screen. We need like a host collection, then we need some sub collections, which is going to hold some models and some attributes for us. Then before a plugin called FZ randomizer is going to help us do the whole of the randomization. So the first thing you need to do is go and grab the plugin FZ randomizer by Fruit Zeus here. Okay, the software is free and also the software is amazing, but when you try to get the software, you should try to donate a little amount of money to this guy. I'm going to try to create a host collection here. So I'll go here, click collection here, then Blender is going to give you a new collection. So I'm going to create a lot of collections because I need a lot of collections for what I want to do now. So I think I'm okay with this. If I need more, I'm going to add more collections. Okay, so I'm going to name this guy. This is going to be my host collection. So I'm going to name this guy NFT. So I'm going to take him up to the top. So every other person is going to be in this my host collection, this NFT guy. This is what we are going to tell the plugin. Okay, this is where we are working with, and this is what we want you to randomize for us. So the next thing is, I made a mistake here, which is this studio guy here, this collection. If you follow the other tutorial, this is where I stored the lights that we used in lighting our scene. You can see this light here. So if I turn it off, you can see this is okay. Also the camera is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this guy, because we don't want the software to randomize our studio stuffs and props for us. So I'm going to take this guy out of this collection. The plugin is going to work with only the stuffs we have in this collection. So we have a collection for hair. So what we're going to do for the first type of hair we have, we're going to join everything together to just give us only one single mesh, so that this is going to be one type of hair. Because if we are going to leave these guys like this, the software is just going to pick them randomly and show them one by one, and we don't want that. So I'm going to mark everything. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to try it yet. Ctrl J to join everything. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to select this guy also. Join. Sorry, I think, what do I need to do here? Do I need to apply this guy? No, it doesn't work. Okay, for now this is not working for me, and we don't have a lot of time to start trying to fix that now. So I'm still going to join these guys together. Okay, let me just apply all the modifiers I have here. Apply all the modifiers. Okay, so let's just go with this as rough as this. So these two guys, I'm going to join them together, which is Ctrl J here. So we now have this hair in one file like this, just this guy. So I'm just going to call this guy hair 1, right? So let's take a look at what the material looks like. Okay, just a black hair. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to duplicate this same hair, right? I'm going to hide the first one, and I'm just going to change the type of the material. But before you do that, I need to click this number here. No matter what number is showing on yours, just click on this just to disconnect this material from the first one we used. So click, and on your base color, you can just change this guy to any other color you love or you like or you want to work with. So I'm just going to go with pink. No, I'm just going to leave it to white. Yeah, and just a bit of the spectacular and just reduce the roughness a bit, just to make this guy look a bit different from the other hair. So when you turn the other hair on here, you can see that we have a black hair and a white hair. So I'm going to duplicate this hair again. So duplicate, but this time around I don't want any hair, so I want a space for no hair, so that our FZ randomizer can just show us no hair. So I'm just going to tab into edit mode here, select everything and just delete all the faces and go back out of edit mode. Now you see we have nothing to show. So the add-on is also going to pick this no hair. So we can have no hair, we can have hair one, and we can have the other hair we duplicated. So I'm going to turn these guys back on. So we have 3 different kinds of hair here. So I'm just going to close these guys and bring back everything. So what's the next thing we can work with? Okay, let's check out the eyes. So where is the eyes? Okay, the eyes is under this my character collection. So I'm just going to move this guy out, just move him out, move it into a new collection and just give it a name. So I'm just going to call this one eyes here. So on this eye we're going to do the same thing we did. This is one eye and we're just going to duplicate this eye, right? Duplicate the eye, then close the first one we have so we don't get confused. Then we're going to click this number here just to separate this guy from the first eye we duplicated from. So I'm going to click the number and I'm going to try to make this eye look very, very different. A simple way we can do that is just connecting a hue saturation node to this guy here, to this base color here, and with moving this number 0.8 you can change the color of the eyes. You see we now have kind of a grainy eye. You can also boost the saturation a bit like that. So we have our eye 2. So I'm going to duplicate this eye again and I'm going to switch off the one I duplicated from, just to remove confusions. So I'm going to separate this material from the other eye I duplicated from. So I'm just going to click this number here, and also I'm going to make this one look different. So delete this node we added here, connect this guy back, and then no, let's not connect that guy, just disconnect it and just delete everything you have here. Then let's make this eye, like let's give these eyes a bit of emission, like let's make it like a light. So I'm gonna give this guy 5. That's the strength of the light. Then I'm going to give it a color. Okay, I don't know why, but I just feel like leaving it there for now. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, bring everybody back. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is one eye, this is another eye, and this is another eye. So we have 3 eyes. If you have time you can model more stuffs, but I think I'm okay with this. Okay, and also the more stuffs you model, the more things you have to like randomize. Okay, let's move on to the teeth here. Let me go back and just put these guys off. Okay, let's go back, let's go on with the teeth here. So I'm going to select the teeth and I'm going to locate it. Okay, I also left it in this character folder. I'm going to name it here teeth, and I'm going to move it out to, first of all, this scene collection. Then I'm going to move it in an empty collection, not folder, sorry. Then I'm just going to name this guy teeth. Yep. Okay, this is our teeth 1. Okay, like we did before. Duplicate this guy and just turn this guy off. Also disconnect this guy so that the 2 guys will not use the same material. Okay, let's just try to make this guy different. Okay, I'm just going to pull this metallic all the way up, and I'm going to play with the roughness a bit, just like a metallic teeth. If you got enough time, you can just come here and Ctrl T to give you this image texture. But before you can do this, you need this node wrangler. This is it, node wrangler, before you can do the Control T thing I did. So Control T, and I'm going to move this guy from this base color to this roughness, and just go into my, you can see what is happening here. Okay, also you can use a color ramp like to make it more rough, or making it less rough. So you see what is happening to the teeth here. So just take your time and you see, more rough or less rough. Okay, so for the meantime, I'm not going to make use of these guys. I'm just showing you. So I'm just going to play with the roughness value, and okay, I think I'm okay with this. So I'm also going to duplicate this teeth again. I want to turn this guy off, then also separate the material. Then I'm going to give this guy a golden color here, something like this. Okay, I'm okay with this also. So we now have 3 teeth. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. Okay, let's deal with the shines, the blinks. Okay, we don't have any shine here. Okay, let me quickly add an earring here, and also turn off this studio to keep everything clean. Just turn off the eyes of the studio to keep everything clean. So I'm going to quickly come into this place and let me just name this guy blinks. Permit me to name them blinks. Yeah, so I'm just going to come here, mesh, and I'm going to add this icosphere, and then reduce that guy a bit. Or no, you can just leave it at 2, then scale it down a bit and move it close to the ears. Yep. Also, I'm gonna add a mirror modifier here. Where are you? Mirror modifier, and I'm going to select our head as a mirroring object, and I'm going to quickly metallic here. Yeah, and the roughness, just play with it a bit. I think I love it like this. So we have this collection for blinks. Okay, this is for blinks. Duplicate the blinks, right click to just reset the position to where it's coming from, then turn off the first guy. Also duplicate the material, and do I really want to duplicate the material? No, I only wanted to go into edit mode, select all the faces of this guy and delete faces. So we have a port for no blink and yes blink. Okay, so let's call this guy no blink. So the add-on is going to help us and pick the no blink and also the yes blink, where we are going to see a blink and where we're not going to see it. Also, I'm going to add this guy here into that collection, this guy. So I'm going to look for him. Where are you? Okay, this is it. So I'm going to move it into this collection. I don't know why I'm calling this guy's folder. Into this collection. Then what else do we have? Okay, I'm going to leave this guy here. This is part of our base character. So I'm going to apply everything there. Also, our base character, which is this guy, I'm going to join him with the eyelashes, yeah, and the eyelids here. So this guy, and this guy, Control J. Sorry, I still have some modifiers here, so you need to apply. Okay, applied. Okay, select them again, this guy, and this guy, and Control J. Okay, still have another problem here. Apply this guy also. So this guy, and this guy, plus this guy, Control J. Yep. Then I'm going to name this guy our base character. So I'm going to create a collection for him, base character, and I'm going to move this guy into base. Yep. Okay, I noticed something just now, that this guy is missing. This blink guy here is missing. It's because of we joined these guys together, so Blender does not know who is now the base, who is now the head here. So I'm going to tell Blender again that use this guy as our mirroring object. Use this guy as our mirroring object. Okay, that is not working. What is going on? Okay, this issue is trying to waste my time for now, so I think I'm going to jump that. Okay, yeah, I fixed it. So the thing you need to do here is just right click on your base character, and right click, Control A on your base character, and just all transform, and it's going to fix that. Let's not get confused here. So we are on the base character, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to isolate this guy here. I'm going to duplicate him and just hide this first guy here, and also I'm going to, so what I'm going to do here is going to my material. The material for the skin is what I'm going to change. I'm also going to separate this guy. You can see 5 here, so click that number there. Then you're going to change this guy to maybe just randomize it. Let's just make this guy metallic, and let's give him this normal white color here. What's going on? Sorry, something is wrong. Okay, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to pull down the roughness a bit, just to make him look different from what we have going. So I'm going to duplicate this guy again, and I'm going to turn this other guy off. So I'm going to also separate the skin. I'm going to come here. I've not done this before, but let's see what it looks like. I'm going to try to add a cloth texture to the skin of our character. Okay, yeah, it's loading. So I'm going to tab into edit mode, mark all, U, and cube projection here. So this is what it looks like. You can go into UV edit mode if you wanna make that texture look big or small. You can come here and just scale this guy here, scale it up or scale it down. I think I'm okay like this. So go back to layout. Okay, this is what we have. So we have another base character here now. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I feel like adding another one, but we don't have time. I'm also going to give some strength to this bump node we have here, and also reducing this guy. Let's see. Yep, I love this. I love the roughness I have on this one. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So that's that for the base characters. We don't have too much time, so let's just jump over everything. So bring everybody back, and let's go to the next guy, which is our clothes. So I'm going to turn this guy to the clothes collection, not layer. I wanted saying layer just now again. Okay, clothes. Then you're going to move this our shirt guy into the clothes collection. Then for this our character collection that I've been moving things from, you can just delete it, and you can just turn this collection 5 to background. Yeah, so let's finish working with the shirt before we talk of the background. So for the shirt, yeah, the shirt is just like, for this kind of basic characters, it's just like changing the texture you have on the cloth. So I'm just roughly going to duplicate this guy here, like what we have been doing, isolate him so that we can see what we are working on, and just turn this first guy off, separate the material so that you're not still working on the first thing you duplicated. It's just as simple as deleting this guy, going back here, textures, and just looking for anything that works for you. Okay, let's go with this. Yep, I love this. This is one cloth, so let's Control D again and just turn this guy off, separate this material, remove this guy, and just go back and look for another cloth that you can use. And then okay, let me just go with this guy here. So for this particular guy, I think I need to go to my UV editing and just select the whole of these guys and scale them up or down. Okay, for the sake of time, if you have been noticing, I'm just like modeling 3 things for each collections. If you have time, you can just take your time, make complex stuffs, do what you want to do, and the software is just gonna help you to randomize everything. So what else do I have to do? I think I feel like reducing the particles of hair on this one, so I'm just going to first of all separate this guy from the other guys and just 0.005. okay, turn these other guys off so that I can see what I'm working on. 0.005 is too low. 0.05, that's too much. Okay, I'm holding shift down and I'm sliding slowly. Just hold shift and you can move things slowly in Blender. So okay, I think I'm okay with this. This is our third cloth. 1, 2, and 3. Where is the number 3? 1, 2, and 3. Something is wrong somewhere. I can't see this guy. Okay, yeah, it's because of the isolation I did. So we now have 3 clothes here. Then for the background, yep, let's look for where the background is. Okay, this is where the background is. So I'm just gonna name this guy backdrop. I'm just gonna move him into the background layer. Permit me to call it layer, please. I'm just gonna move it to the background layer or background collection. Then I'm going to just isolate him here so that we can work on only him. Then what we have been doing, you just come here and duplicate him, right click to bring him back to the same position, turn the first one off, then just separate the material and try to make this one look different. So I'm just gonna give him a different color here. I'm gonna give him a different color, duplicate again, turn this guy off, separate this guy, and just give this one a different color. So I think I'm okay with this. Just 3 guys here, 1, 2, and 3. Background 1, background 2, and 3. So in the future, I think we're going to be working on some complex stuffs. Like I'm going to keep doing this kind of tutorials, like how to make characters for NFTs, for animations, for stuffs like that. So this is the most basic thing I have in my mind for now. So as time goes on, we are going to like keep climbing to the top. I'm also working on a project, the Last Temple project. I'm going to show it up to you guys. I'm part of this project and it's amazing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into edit mode. I'm going to make sure I select everything. I'm going to shift D to duplicate this guy, move it up, scale it down, bring it down like this. We're just trying to make him look different. Shift D again, and just you get Shift D again. We get the point. So this is another type of bling we made here. This is one, this is another one, this is another one for the teeth here. This is the empty space, the empty pot. So just turn everything on here again. Save your work as you're working in Blender, because Blender can disappoint you at any time. Just go to this object data properties here. That is where you can see your FZ randomizer by Fruit Zeus. For this add-on to work properly, you need to put in the name of your host collection, because right now by default it's showing character. So if you try to calculate the possibilities of how many stuffs you can get from this guy we just arranged just now, is just going to show you 0, because there is no host collection here with the name character. So we're going to double click on this guy and copy this. If you don't know the spelling of NFT, you can just double click on this guy here and copy it. Then just come here, then just paste this guy here, NFT. So now you just told the software that this NFT host collection is what I want to randomize. Now if you click calculate possibilities, we made 2,916 arts. You get? So this unique guy is going to try to make your variants or your possibilities very, very unique. So if you want your stuff to look unique, you can click unique. Let's go for 20. Okay, 20 characters here. What else do we need to do? Okay, we also have a rarity guy here. So I think later in the future we are going to talk about this, because this video is going to be too long and I don't want that. Okay, everything is done, everything is complete. So you just come here and click generate. Okay, that's it, everything is done. So the next thing you need to do is to scroll down here and just select these spawns. This is what you are going to render. This is what you are going to render. You just select one of them and come back to this guy here, this object data properties, and you just go down and queue for bash render. The add-on is going to create a timeline for you with the same length of number. You have like 20 variants here. You see, we also have 20 collection we have here. All right, so let's see what we have. So I'm just going to quickly render all these guys here, and I'm going to get back to you guys after rendering is done. Everything is done, and you can see our final result. What we have here, you can see that everything looks very, very basic, and yes, it is. Like I said when I was making them, I don't want the video to be too long, so we just have 3 items in each of the collections, each of the folders we have there. If you're working on your stuff, take your time, model as many as you want, and randomization is going to be very, very, very unique. Thank you for supporting me, guys. I think I started this whole thing by January this year, and I've got like 2,000 subscribers and still counting. I'm glad, guys.